Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Reclaiming Your Hijacked Hormones. This is going to be an exciting class to look at how we can really address our hormones, get them into balance, and also be able to use the gifts of the earth, essential oils, to help support our bodies when it comes to all of our hormones. So I'm going to jump right into it. And we also have Lachael Prouty here. So she's going to interject whenever we need more. And Lachael, tell a little bit about yourself. So I know you're a registered dietitian and some more.
I'm a sports performance dietitian and wellness expert. And I work with athletes on their nutrition for performance, and I work with people who want to improve their wellness.
Yes. Thank you. And I'm a nutritional biochemist, and my focus is on women's wellness. So let me share my screen. Let's see how this works. And that's not what I wanted. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Now we're in there. We are good. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover today. So we're going to look again how we can rebalance our hormones, how weight gain is related to hormone imbalance. So if you have tried diets and exercise and weight isn't coming off, there is a good chance that there's a hormonal imbalance that will not let that weight go. So we really have to address, the hormones. And then some great recipes to really help if you're feeling exhausted or if you have sugar cravings. And we're going to talk a little bit about navigating hormone fluctuations and also taking care of ourselves. And we'll also be looking at foods and skincare products that can also hijack your hormones. So let's jump right into it. Emotion. This is a big one, especially this time in our current environment. And it's good to remember that emotions is just energy. It's energy in motion in our body. And it could also be energy from other people. So protecting your body from other people's emotions is good. And I use the doTERRA On Guard, and tea tree is one of the best emotional barriers. Not that you're not open for emotion, but it just prevents other people's emotions, from coming in. And I want to touch on tears because sometimes people hold back tears, and this is not good. So tears are actually a release of excess hormones. And if you notice, if you ever taste your tears, they come down, they're going to taste different. Sometimes they're salty, sometimes they have no taste. But do you ever notice, I think of America's Got Talent or Britain Got, one of those shows where they get up there and they sing and they got all this adrenaline and cortisol just pumping. And then once it's over, they cry, which is very important because all of the excess adrenaline and cortisol is actually getting out of their system. So there are times where you have tears, of happiness. You may have tears of sadness. You may just cry out of the blue, or your eyes may be, watering. So I always just want to encourage you that tears are, important. And then some different hormonal imbalances could be due to thyroid, adrenal fatigue, especially if you're tired all the time or you feel wired and tired at night. And then menopause. It's just, it's just hormones are kind of going crazy through perimenopause and that. So let's take a look at one way that we can rebalance our hormones just by standing. So I want you, if you can do this, if you're watching it and you can stand up, I want you to stand up, put your hands on your hips. See if I can stand far enough away so you can kind of see, you know, hands on the hips and feet about shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath in. And I just want you to look straight ahead, just having that superwoman pose. You can do this anywhere. Sometimes it's great just right in front of the bathroom mirror, to stand up from your desk and do this, but sometimes even just letting out a sigh when you breathe in, just I feel better already. And this has actually been proven to increase testosterone. So this is for some people, they want an increase in that. But a balancing, you know, of hormones can happen just from this stance and breathing in. We're going to talk about some oils later on too that that can help with that. So remember your superwoman stance. Okay, we're going to take a look at 3 body systems because these 3 are so important and they're important equally. So you can't just take care of your liver and everything's going to be fine, or monitor your sugar levels and ignore your liver. And our gut is really important, and it's something that not a lot of people understand how to nourish their gut and what they could be doing that is actually causing a hormone imbalance. So let's start with the liver. So our liver is on our left side, kind of right underneath our breast. We can kind of see it there in the picture. But our liver, you know, it's like the king organ. It has to metabolize all of our estrogen metabolites and any toxins that come, you know, through our body. And other hormones will actually go through our liver. So when our liver gets sluggish, and it could be sluggish from, you know, either too much alcohol, too much sugar, you know, toxins building up. And Lachael? Medication, yeah. So all medication has to be metabolized through the liver. And so there's definitely some ways that we can support our liver on a regular basis. And here's a recipe for a little essential oil liver pack recipe. So you can use castor oil or any carrier oil. Make yourself up a little, you know, 2-ounce bottle or so of it with this, and, you know, add these drops of essential oil and just, you know, rub that right over your liver. Give your liver some love, talk to it. I love having lemon essential oil is a great liver detoxer. So lemon is one of those oils that goes in my water every day. And there are some days that my body wants a lot of lemon and it's just my liver talking to me. Sugar cravings. This is a big one because when we're craving sugar, it's usually an indication of something else that's going on in our body. So you could have a high amount of candida or yeast. They love sugar. There's certain cells in our body that are not good, such as cancer cells. You know, they're floating around. They thrive on sugar and they have to have sugar. But if you find yourself having these sugar cravings, we really want to look at what can we do to reduce them. So Slim and Sassy has been my go-to oil. This is one that I consume every day. I like putting it in my coffee in the morning. I drink decaf, so I do not need any caffeine anymore. But Slim and Sassy has peppermint in it, so that wakes me up. But the cinnamon in Slim and Sassy also is really great at just keeping my blood sugar levels normal. So they're not diving down to get too low. I'm not having, peaks in that, which again, when you consume sugar, your body needs to bring your blood sugar down, and so, or your blood glucose sugar down, and so you release insulin. Insulin is a fat storing hormone. So Slim and Sassy, if you like the taste of it, I recommend putting it in your water and smoothies, coffee, tea. If you don't like the taste of it, then it comes in a soft gel. So you can take a soft gel, which has 5 drops of Slim and Sassy. That's what I put in my coffee. If you're looking to lose weight, Slim and Sassy is great. You would gradually increase your drops of Slim and Sassy up to 15 to 20 drops a day. And again, drinking at least, 10 to 12 cups of water a day with essential oils. But try Slim and Sassy if you haven't. It's a really good one at just reducing those sugar cravings. And then, oh, go ahead, Lachelle.
Can I speak to sugar cravings nutritionally?
Yes.
So when we get too hungry, our bodies tend to crave sugar because that's the quickest nutrient to be absorbed and utilized for energy in our bodies. Also, when the more sugar we eat, the more we crave. It's a vicious cycle. So just keep that in mind. And I think, Lorri, you may have said this, but when we eat sugar, when we have sugary foods, our immune systems are turned off for
Yes.
like 5 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, really important to remember anytime we consume, sugar. So even if you're having a little Halloween candy bar and it's a tiny one, you're turning your immune system off for 5 hours. And this is not the time. There's never a good time, but especially right now, you do not want to be turning your immune system off. So we want to keep the sugar consumption down and really look at what else is what else is going on. Is there an emotion that goes with that sugar craving? Whoops, went the wrong way. Okay, so let's talk about gut health, because when our gut is stressed, we're producing cortisol. And so when we're producing cortisol and adrenaline, our poor adrenals are failing. So then later we don't have any adrenaline to keep us going. But cortisol, again, causes a lot of inflammatory response. So cortisol also will turn our immune system off. So when we're in this, which should be a short period of time, and then it'll drop off and our immune system will come back on. But if you're in a stressed and cortisol producing mode all day long, then again, you're turning your immune system off, your blood pressure goes up, there's a number, insulin increases, bone mass decreases. It's not a good thing. And over a period of time, there's a lot of other health issues that can happen. But we produce hormones and neurotransmitters in our gut. So when our gut is not healthy and it's inflamed, so whether we got gas or we just ate whatever food because it was convenient and we just needed to throw something in our body, we're again addressing having this hormone imbalance because of what we ate and didn't take care of our gut. So some essential oils that can really help with this. I love peppermint. So peppermint is so good for the gut. It is such a great, anti-inflammatory for the gut. It just really helps improve overall digestive health and wellness. And so doTERRA has been able to put peppermint in a special soft gel. So it's, it's encapsulated, but it's enteric coated. So it actually will not dissolve in your stomach. It will get into your intestine before it will dissolve in the peppermint. So you're not going to be burping up, peppermint. Another one that is great that I use on a regular basis are the Zendocrine soft gels. And you can see what oils. So we have tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper, and cilantro. So very detoxifying. So these are really great at getting toxins out of your system. They also are high in antioxidants, so they're great to also get rid of those free radicals. And for they also, these oils will also help with blood sugar balance. So there are times where I'm taking a Zendocrine just once a day. There's a whole cleansing program that Zendocrine is also a 30-day cleanse. So if you're interested in doing that, we can always talk more about that. But this is a great one to just be able to take one either in the morning or in the evening, and let the essential oils work on getting rid of those toxins, and again, helping your gut and helping your liver. Okay, so let's talk about hormone fluctuations. So this is why women are just so powerful and sometimes emotional. So when we're having our normal cycle in those childbearing years, our estrogen and progesterone, they fluctuate. So one will be high and one will be low. And if these get, if one gets very high and one gets very low, or they're not in this nice cycle, then we run into PMS and cramps. So PMS and cramps are a sign of hormones actually way out of balance. And so essential oils can definitely help with those. Also looking at what supplements you're taking just for overall health. When we get into our usually mid 40s all the way to mid 50s, that's when we start seeing estrogen really diminish, and progesterone is usually right behind that. So when they do it at varying stages, and it's different for every single woman, testosterone is also dropping pretty much from the age of 35 on. It just is this slow decline. So if you find, again, just keeping your muscle tone on is really important. It's a lot easier to build muscle when you're younger. I was a competitive bodybuilder in my 20s, and I was glad I put that muscle on then, and I can keep it on now. But if you're noticing it hard, or you're noticing your muscles, disappearing, doing, weight bearing exercises and continuing to exercise is really important, during this. And then once you hit menopause, there's still a decline. Our body's still producing a little bit, but again, most of our hormones are coming down, but our body still has a need for estrogen and for some of the other hormones. So our body actually does produce from our adrenal glands. It produces a chemical called DHEA, a really long name, but we'll just call it DHEA. And from that, it can make estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, depending on what you need. But if you're producing cortisol all the time, your body can't produce DHEA. So once your body, you have all these estrogen metabolites in your heart and in your brain and in your lower abs everywhere. So these estrogen metabolites still need, estrogen on them. And then once they do have some estrogen, whether it's a phytoestrogen, and I'll talk a little bit about those in a moment, or if, it's your body making estrogen, or if you're on a bioidentical hormone, those are also really great to give your body the estrogen. Your body has a decision once on how it metabolites that estrogen. And so there's two pathways that the estrogen metabolite can go down. And I say it's either the good way or the bad way. So the 2-HO is considered good. And, this is, and you can actually get this measured. with a test. But the bad metabolite, this 16 alpha, is considered bad because it's when we see a lot of these estrogen metabolites that are 16 alpha, that's when we see a really close link to breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and other negative, health issues. So we can actually have an influence on that metabolite by what we eat, which is so, so important. So it comes back to that, why do we eat, powerful antioxidants and be able to get the full spectrum of vitamins that we need to take? And also eating lots of cruciferous greens, vegetables, so kale and Brussels sprouts and spinach, broccoli, cabbage, all of those are really, really good at influencing your estrogen metabolites to go down that good pathway. So it's just another really important, reason to think about what you're eating, and are you getting enough, plants and green vegetables in your diet, every day. And then again, this talks about geranium is really good at promoting a really good estrogen detoxification. So once those metabolites again go into your liver, we want them to leave your body. They should not recirculate, because that's how we run into estrogen dominance. So if those estrogen metabolites aren't leaving, then we run into estrogen dominance. So let's talk a little bit about some essential oils that can really help with losing weight and also, again, detoxing our body. So lemon is a great one. I've talked a lot about that, and there's some primary benefits for lemon. So, it just tastes so yummy. I really love having lemon in bubbly water or just my regular water. I put lemon in beer occasionally when I have beer, and it just makes it taste really good. And then here's a hormone blend. And this one is really good. There's like 10 different hormone balancing essential oils. So I use this every single day, just rub it on, roll it on my lower ab, and really good at helping balance all those. And then there is a great book. I recommend this book by Dr. Marissa Snyder called The Essential Hormone Solution. So here's, she's got also a Reset Your Hormones in 14-day program in here, but really great book to read. Lots of great remedies and blends and stuff that you can make. And she also has food and recipes and stuff in there. So I recommend it highly. You can get it on Amazon, but Dr. Marissa Snyder is a really good friend of mine. And then I want to finish with some foods that can hijack your hormones. So fake sugars, stay away from fake sugars. It's better to have some honey or, stevia, but stay away from fake sugars. This is not helping your system at all. And again, it's super, super sweet, which is then just causing your body to crave even more sugar. So this will just make you crave more sugar. Plus it hijacks your hormones. High fructose corn syrup, we don't even want any of that. And white bread, gluten and for some people, this can be pretty serious. For other people, it's good just to reduce your gluten. And then, see how it is with your body to reduce dairy, or limit the amount that you consume. I don't do any dairy except for occasional sharp cheddar cheese. Otherwise, I've switched to goat cheese, and I pretty much have gone to goat yogurt and almond yogurt, and then no MSG. Let's just get away from that. So, and then we want to make sure again that we're watching our consumption of things that are in plastic. So anything that comes in plastic may contain these petrochemicals. And do you know what your body does, your liver does with petrochemicals? They put them in your fat cells. Yes. So if your fat cells are getting bigger and you're putting on weight, they could be full of petrochemicals. So the good news is the citrus essential oils, so lemon, wild orange, grapefruit, tangerine, all those happy ones, they will actually get into your fat cells and break up those petrochemicals. And so your fat cells will shrink. So try to avoid them, but another good reason to, not to reuse plastic containers, and definitely do not get plastic hot or stick it in the microwave. That's just the worst thing that you can do.
Or
And
plastic
then,
bottles in your car,
um,
leaving them in your car.
yeah, leaving plastic water bottles in your car that get really hot, you're just consuming a bunch of petrochemicals that will go into your fat cells and just make you fatter. So you may think, drinking water out of a plastic bottle is okay. It's actually not. Just it's better to get yourself a metal or glass water bottle and refill that. Skincare products. These are just a few of the several, but these are the big ones. So I would just want to make sure that you're aware to make sure none of your skincare products have anything that has parabens. So you may see butyl paraben, ethyl paraben, methyl paraben, propyl paraben. This is a xenoestrogen. This will go in, it'll mimic estrogen attached to estrogen receptors, and then it will go down that bad pathway. So any of the xenoestrogens will just automatically go down that bad pathway. So we want to limit or eliminate these, all together. And then phthalates. You won't actually see the word phthalate anywhere, but you may see a diambutyl, DPB, DEHP. It may also say perfume, fragrance, but this is in a lot of things, especially in the United States. Not phthalates aren't in Europe. So if you have a skincare product from, one of the European countries, they're not allowed to use phthalates, but in the US, billions of tons of phthalates go into all kinds of stuff. So be really conscious of, the products that you're buying. One of the many reasons I love doTERRA is I know that they will never have these things in their products. So I know I can use the skincare and the shampoo and conditioner and other products, and they will never have any of these in there. So, making sure that you're, getting from a company that wants to be clean of toxins. And then triclosan is another one. And of course, it could be labeled with all of these beautiful chemical names, which it just looks like Greek, I'm sure, to some people, but it's important for us to be able to, look at that. So that is all that we have for today. I'm going to stop sharing. Is there anything else, Lachael, that you wanted to add before we end?
No, great job. Covered a lot.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, feel free to get back to Lachael or I. You can also, leave a comment down below. And we have these on a regular basis. And at some point in time, we'll be back meeting in person. But until then, we wanted to say goodbye to everyone out there in Zoom and YouTube land. Have a great day. Bye.